wanted to start creating content for 10 years now, and I have been doing it now for like 3 years, 2.5 years, probably consistently. Say hi to the flock. And I wanted to chat about why I am glad that I did not start 10 years ago. So about 10 years ago, when I got pregnant with my oldest, who is almost 9, I used to sit down and watch a lot of YouTube videos with like the expectant moms, basically like going over like their weekly update. I think they used to call it like their bump date. And I know they were just probably reading off their app on what their app was saying about that week. And I was like, I could totally do this. I could definitely do this. But, you know, I got in my head of who's going to watch me, etc., etc. And then I don't remember if family vlogging was really a thing back then, or if that's kind of like when it started. And then, like, you know, you follow these girls along as they have their kids and start their families and create content around their kids. And I know that if I started 10 years ago, my kids would probably be the center of my content. And that is something last year that I kind of switched to, where I don't even show my kids on this app, because there's just so much craziness now in the world with AI and kind of like, I think it's called deepfake, something like that, where they can like take images of your kids and do weird things. And also, like, you don't know who's on the other end of that video. And family vlogging, just, I don't know. A lot of those kids are being exploited, and they probably ain't gonna see. I mean, look at the stuff that's happening with 8 passengers. Like, that stuff is crazy. The reason why I'm glad I did not start back then is because, like, granted, I know I probably will be successful, but at what expense? At the expense of exploiting my kids, you know? Like, so now I do kind of, you'll see my kids here and there, but you'll probably never see their face, because they don't need to be there until they get to an age where they understand, you know, what social media is and the effects of it and whatnot, which hopefully will be like 16 or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I can't predict the future. But for now, you won't see my kids. This is my show, not theirs. You're going to see my life, my perspective as a mom, things of that nature. And yeah, that is why I am glad that I didn't start creating content a long time ago. And there's no shade to, there are families out there that, you know, I don't know if I feel like it's a gray area to say there's a way to do it ethically, because ultimately, again, you don't know who's on the other end of your content, looking at your content and what they're doing with your content. Something that is innocent. May you pull your hat up so you can see where you're going? That's not safe, my love. Something that looks innocent, you know, somebody can not misconstrue, somebody can most definitely do harm with that. That's primarily why I'm happy that I did not start creating content. Now, when I did start 3 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago. I feel like it was 2023 winter. When I did start, I was showing my kids, but that's because that was before, you know, everything that I learned and heard and read about and whatnot, and I was uneducated on, and I did make the educated decision a year after to stop showing my kids. I did start out showing my kids, and I soon quickly saw that I'm just recording my kids to show the world, like, why? These are moments that should be kept in my phone for myself and my family, you know what I mean? So, and no shade to anybody that does family vlogging, unless you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I mean, there's just a documentary coming out on Netflix, I think, of one, like, child family vlogger and how she was just treated badly. Anywho, I don't want to go off on a tangent. And, you know, once content is out there into the world and the internet, it's out there. You can't erase it. So, thank you for watching. And if you like watching mom life, mom content, I do post, you know, vlogs, day in the lives, routines, fun stuff, cooking, cleaning, all that jazz. My point of view as a mom. Click that subscribe button, like this video, and tell me down in the comments if you like watching family vloggers, or kind of like what your personal thoughts are on family vloggers. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.